We're live.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us today for Workbank ThinkTank. I'm Christian, HR Manager of Workbank, the job site that lets you job hunt with benefits. To know more about Workbank, please watch this. Workbank.com for the freshest jobs that are available out there. You can also check out the website for any upcoming trainings. And we also have job hunting and career tips. So wherever you are in your career, Workbank is here to support you every step of the way. For now, let's go on with the show. Please welcome my co-host for today, Workbank's Talent Development Officer, Ms. Tanya Mendoza.
Hello, Christian, and hello to everyone who's watching. Hi, guys. Thank you for supporting Workbank. Now, our topic for today has something to do with money. Well, specifically our relationship with money. Did you know that there is actually such a thing as an unhappy money? Well, this is actually the first time that I've heard of it, and I'm really curious about unhappy money. All I know is it sounds sad, and because I want more money in my life, just saying, I don't want it to be unhappy, of course. I want to be able to happily spend it, and I also want my money to be happy to be spent. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course, Tanya. I guess I agree when you mentioned kanina na you want to be happy and have a happy money, because to be honest, this is really looking to be a fun and interesting discussion about money. It's definitely a fresh perspective on money. So here to guide us how to make our money happy is a certified trainer for 5 award-winning global training brands. Just to name a few: Achieve Forum and Communispan. So she has 10 years of experience in the training and coaching industry. And she is on a mission to make learning a lifestyle by making it accessible, relevant, and fun for everyone. So let's all welcome Coach Paula Peralta.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Hello, Christian. Hello, Tanya. I'm so happy to be here. Hi, hello. And it's my first time to be here in Workbank, and I'm looking forward to meeting more people here. But before we get started with that, I'd like to ask the people here, and you as well, Christian and Tanya, how many of you can relate to this, that you feel so stressed when it comes to money? Go ahead and say me in that chat box if you feel that that's something that relates to you. How many of you here feel stressed with money? Nako, ayan na, nakataas yung mga kamay natin. Thank you. That's exactly why I created this program. And another curiosity for me is that how many of you would like to be able to create a more joyful, productive, and positive relationship with money? Go ahead and say I in the chat box. Hello. Thank you, everyone. You are, in fact, in the right place if you said yes to those things, because today, this afternoon, we will spend the next hour talking about how to make your unhappy money happy. And my name is Paula Peralta, and I will be your happy money coach. And here, really, it's about understanding your relationship with money. Because for a lot of us, we didn't really learn much about money, especially growing up. We were just living life trial and error. So sometimes we lose money, sometimes we get money. You know, sometimes nababaon tayo sa utang sa credit card. Sometimes we get a big promotion and get a lot of money. So here, it's really understanding why is it that our financial situation are the way that it is. And here, my goal is to empower you, because I believe that it's very, very, very possible to make changes in the future. And here I'll focus in the psychology aspect of it. Because most of you are probably wondering, Paula, there's a lot of people who do talks on money already. They teach us how to save, they teach us how to invest and all that. So why is there a need for such a program? Now, tell me if nakaka-relate kayo to. How many of you have started saving? Okay, started saving, and then you have a hard time sticking to it, and eventually, after 6 months, after a year, wala na. That habit of saving is gone already. How many of you can relate to that? Go ahead and utilize that chat there. Just go ahead and say relate.
Kami din.
Diba, Tanya?
Relate.
Sorry, Coach Paula, para mas maging interactive, para mas makita natin yung participation ng mga viewers natin. I just want to ask them, because Coach Paula, by the way, will be asking us to write down some things during her presentation. So make sure to please grab your pen and paper. In fact, Tanya and I, if you notice, we were already participating. So Tanya and I will be writing down our answers then. And we also invite you to post your questions, just like what Coach Paula said kanina, in the comment section. And we will read them later to Coach Paula. So now, again, let's move on with the program. Coach Paula.
Thank you for that, Christian, and thank you for those reminders. Really, it's about this today. It's not about them sitting and just listening, because if you've attended any of my seminars before, you all know that I make you guys work. And the reason behind that is the more effort you put in, the more things you remember, and the more you understand things better. Especially today, the focus is more on the psychology around money. Like what Tanya and I were talking about earlier, sometimes we know naman how to get rich. I mean, ever since we were kids, sinabi, work, save, invest, and that's the formula to get rich. But why is it that it's not happening? It's because of what's happening here in your head. Okay, so if we're not able to fix the psychology around it, you can try to do savings, you can try to do investments, but you won't able to sustain it, because it all starts with the psychology, with the relationship around money. So I'm curious, how many of you are excited for us to get started on today's topic? Yeah.
Dalawang
Thank you.
kamay.
I love it. So much support from both Christian and Tanya. I love that. Thank you very much. And here, I'd like to start with understanding the psychology behind money. So, as Christian mentioned, please make sure you grab your pens and papers already, because in a moment, I'll be asking you to write things down. And here, the power of this is, if you're able to write down the first thought that comes to mind, chances are we're able to better understand the thinking behind money, behind your realities right now. So don't edit yourself. Don't think na, ay nako, ang negative naman to. Hindi pwede. Kailangan positive ang isulat ko. No. Here, the focus is to be able to write down the first thing that comes to mind, because I will be flashing bits of papers with sentences on them. So I need you to write down the first thing that comes to mind. So are you ready? I hope you are. There you go. So, for the first question, I'll flash it here. Number 1. Uy, baliktad siya. Number 1, the question is, my money is ... So don't type it yet in the chat box. I need you to write it down on your paper, because we will go back to it in a moment. So first thing that comes to mind, my money is ... Okay? Next one, and I think very relevant sa Workbank to. Number 2 is, my career is. Write it down. First thing that comes to mind. Next up. My income is. My income is. What is the first thought that comes to mind? Write that down in your piece of paper. We'll discuss this later on. Next up. Number four. My savings is. My savings is. Don't edit your answers, guys. First thing that comes to mind, write it down, because that will be the most powerful answer if you in fact wrote down the first thing that came to mind. And next up, I love it, si Tanya. Parang pentel pen pa ang gamit ni Tanya. I love that.
Whiteboard.
Whiteboard.
Thank you, whiteboard. Next up is my expenses are. This is number 5. We're halfway through. My expenses are. So these are 10 items.
Wala akong pwedeng pagkopyahan.
Wala. First thing that comes to mind to, Christian. Hindi pwedeng kopyahin yung psychology ng ibang tao.
Pwede bang phone a friend?
Pwede. Baka ma-address natin yung yung sa kanila, tapos yung sa inyo hindi natin ma-address, mahirap yan. Next up, baliktad. My investments are. My investments are. What is the first thing that comes to mind? Up next, we have number 7. My credit cards are. What are the first things that come to mind? My credit cards are. Kung walang credit card, okay lang, just still write down the first thing that comes to mind. Next up, nako, lahat tayo guilty ata dito ngayong quarantine. My own online shopping habits are. What is the first thing there? My online shopping habits are. Please write that down. What is the first thing that comes to mind? My online shopping habits are. Almost done, guys. Number 9. My wallet is. My wallet is. My wallet is. First thing that comes to mind here. All right. And last but not the least, number 10. My net worth is. My net worth is. First thing that comes to mind, guys. Don't edit yourself. Okay?
What if nothing comes to mind?
If nothing comes to mind, then you put nothing. Pwede rin yun. Pwede rin yun. Kasi it's very important you write down the first thing that comes to mind, because I'd love for you to understand this, that we're trying to understand. Ano ba yung, kasi yung first thing, usually those are the ingrained beliefs that you have around certain words. So by writing down the first thing that came to mind, it really is gonna give you a story. So let's take a look. And for this one, I would invite people to chat in their answers already. Okay, so go ahead. If you're comfortable with it, go ahead, chat it in. The first question was, my money is. Christian, Tanya, would you want to share yours? Ano bang
Gone.
Ikaw muna,
My
Tanya.
money is gone.
My money is gone. All right, thank you.
Sa akin, my money is fast moving.
Ayan, there you go. My money is fast moving. We don't have people yet who's typing in the chat box. So again, let's stick with that first. But guys, I do encourage you, write down your answer so that we can talk about it in detail. Now, here's the thing, okay? Especially with these kinds of things, especially with money. Correct me if I'm wrong, money is not something we talk about as much. In fact, here in the Philippines, sobrang tabu niya. Parang between sex and money, feeling ko nga, mas open pa tayo talk about sex rather than talk about money. But the reality is money is something we have to deal with every single day, especially during now. We have our quarantine. I mean, it's a different set of challenges right now. And if I remember, Christian, di ba sa'yo, money is fast moving. Tama, no? That was
Yes.
your answer. And
Yes, Coach.
it is para siyang self-fulfilling prophecy. So if you put there, my money is fast moving, take a look at your life right now. Chances are mabilis pumasok ang pera. Okay? Pwedeng high-paying job, that could be it. Basta mabilis ang pasok ng pera sa'yo. You don't have to work as hard for it, pero fast-moving, di ba? Mabilis din yung labas niya. because that
Yes.
is your belief around it. And later on, I'll talk about where we got those beliefs, because usually it comes very, very early in our lives. And Tanya, remind me, what was yours kanina?
Gone.
Gone. There
Pay
you
the
go.
bills.
Parang fast-moving din yan. Hindi pa pumapasok, di ba? We all know when sweldo is, di ba? Especially
Yes.
when we are with a company. So you know exactly the date of when the sweldo will come in. So pagkapasok ng sweldo, nakakommit na siya to everything else na kailangan bayaran. Yeah, so there you go. So here, it may sound so simple, but all these things are self-fulfilling prophecies. Let me share another one. For Filipinos, another predominant belief is, I need to work hard for money, or money is sacrifice, money is hard work. So tell me if you can relate to this. Nangyari na ba sa inyo na parang you were given free money, meaning you won it, someone just gave it to you, it was unexpected? Has that happened to you guys? Just go ahead and say yes in the chat, or the two of you. Yeah, go ahead. Has that happened to you?
Yes,
Parang
sa akin, for
kabataan
me.
ko pa po.
Maraming beses na.
Diba? So it does happen, and we love it. It's like this pleasant surprise. But here's the thing, because your brain says that for me to deserve money, I have to work hard for it. The moment na pumasok yung free money, okay, that instant money, you tend to spend it, give it away, manlilibre ka. Kasi, di ba, oh, nakakuha ko ng komisyon, oh, dali, lilibre ko yung buong team. So by the end of the day, ubos na yung pera. Kasi you don't feel that you deserve that money because it was ingrained to you from our parents, at least mine did. They always said, ang pera, hindi yan pinupulot sa kalsada, blood, sweat, and tears. You have to work hard, overtime, it has to be hard. So kapag madali, parang you can't comprehend bakit siya madali. Another very predominant belief for a lot of Filipinos is money is evil. And I remember this growing up, my aunt, because I grew up with my aunt, would always tell me when we see these huge houses, tapos mataas yung bakod na semento, she would always tell me, nako, drug lord may-ari niyan kasi mataas yung bakod. So in my head, it was in my head lang. I wasn't taking it seriously, but it was a joke that repeatedly kept being mentioned. So in my head, kapag marami kang pera, drug lord ka, drug addict. Kaya syempre, ayoko maging drug addict. So, anong nangyari? Parang naging self-fulfilling prophecy ko, ayoko yumaman. Diba? Meron bang iba yan? Kapag yumaman, yung tito mo yumaman, lumaki ulo, yumabang, dapat huwag kayong ganyan kapag pera talaga, nag-iiba ugali ng mga tao. So what's happening? So rather than be very welcoming and inviting of money, subconsciously, you are shooing money away, you are spending it off, you're getting rid of it, because in your head, if I had a lot of money, then that makes me evil as well. So I hope this is already giving you a bit of aha moments, because that's the reason I love doing this, because people don't talk about this, and the moment you do, it starts making sense. So I hope, for those who are watching us, go ahead and tell us also, are you getting aha moments from this discussion too? So here, next up. Sige, let's go to the next one. Nako, yung mga sagot dito, pwede natin silang i-link up to Workbank afterwards. Depende ko ano yung sagot dito.
Maganda yung sagot ko. Nandiyan yung boss ko eh.
My career is, go ahead and put that down. What was your answer, guys?
Si Tanya muna.
Ayan tayo. My career is, boss ko kasi, my career is going steady.
There you go. Thank you.
Hindi tayo pauhuli.
Ikaw, Christian.
My career is doing good.
Yeah.
Safety.
Yung instruction, di ba, first thing that comes to mind, guys. Sige, let's say those were the first things. And if it was, then I would assume, Tanya, for instance, sabi mo, steady pace, no? So, ibig sabihin, you would get, let's say, every few years, you'll get your promotion. Hindi siya biglaan. Hindi rin siya sobrang tagal. That's kind of your self-fulfilling prophecy, kasi if you get the promotion too early, you're like, I don't deserve that yet. Hindi pa ako ready for that. So again, these are things in your head that we're not conscious about. And if you're saying my career is great, chances are you are on a great path already. I mean, opportunities here and there, here and there. And if you're saying my career is tiring, for instance, kasi ang daming tao, di ba, yung reklamo lang sa trabaho, I'm so stressed, I'm so tired. So guess what? Every single day, what happens to you? You will be tired and stressed because you are creating that reality for yourself. If I say like ako, I always say, my career is impactful. And because of that, I get invited to these kinds of things. Like, I love that I was invited by Workbank because I feel that I'm able to impact lives through here, through the viewers here. So again, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. And guys who are on Facebook, we'd love to hear from you. So go ahead, chime in, put in your comments, because we get to learn more if we're more engaged. Because my belief is, if you give 100% of yourself, you tend to get more than 100% back. But if you give 5%, you get what, 10, 15% back kasi yun yung kinumit mo. And time is the greatest commodity in life. It's the one thing you can never take back. So might as well maximize that time, make the most out of it. So for those who are watching, please go ahead, type in as well so that we can start having this conversation. I can help you out when it comes to understanding the beliefs you have around money. So next up, my income is. my income is. Okay, so yes, if you guys are not comfortable sharing, just can let me know. So for this one, yeah, again, you take a look. I read this study, and according to this study, sabi niya, your income is always a reflection of what you think your worth is to the world. So here's I love that. Nakiba yung mga mukha nila, ninyong dalawa. Okay. So usually what I'd say here when I do my workshops is I'll make people compute their salary for the last 2 years. Okay? And then kukunin yung average of that salary. And whatever that salary is, that is what you think your worth is. Because anything, parang that's your that's your normal. So kapag tumaas yung salary mo ng konti, gagastusin mo siya. Kapag kulang ng yung salary mo, maghahanap ka ng paraan para maabot mo ulit. Yung parang equilibrium mo. So here it's being able to raise that equilibrium by you understanding that, hey, you actually deserve a lot of money because you bring so much value to the world. And for myself, one of my journey, before, mga few years ago, someone contacted me, sabi sa akin, Paula, we want you to be a lead for a workshop and we're paying you 150,000 for 1 day. And I'm like, what? No, that's too much. I'm not credible enough. Kasi ang fee ko, mga pang 20,000 lang ako. Hindi ako pang, syempre nasa utak ko yun, hindi ko sinabi sa kanya. Hindi ako pang 100,000. So anong ginawa ko? Ang tagal ko mag-reply because I was uncomfortable with it. Okay, I felt that if I did do that, I won't be able to deliver with what they are expecting. Kasi sino ba naman si Paula Peralta, di ba? Para maging deserving of 150,000 for a day of workshop. And then fast forward during this quarantine, someone just asked me what my rate was. So binigay ko. And then binenta na yung program ko without me knowing kung magkano niya binenta. And I did my whole thing, everything, the shebang and all that, only to find out, oh my gosh, it was for 1 hour lang. And they charged the client 150,000 for that 1 hour. I'm like, oh my God. And the client was so happy. Nag-repeat pa siya ng program. Like, oh my God, I had no idea that I was worthy of that. So what is my message here, guys? Never ever underestimate the value you bring to people. Because if you bring value to them, they will be so willing to hire you, to pay you, to refer you. And that was one of my biggest wins over this entire quarantine period, which made me a lot more parang ganado and excited to keep talking about happy money to the world, because for me, that was a manifestation of the happy money being in play. So I hope you're getting inspired by this, guys. And again, I'd love to see those comments there. So let's go. Next question is, my savings is. What are your thoughts on this? What was the ones you wrote?
In my dreams.
Ano? Christian, sa'yo, ano Ano nilagay mo?
Sa akin naman, my savings is ready to be spent.
Okay, there you go. You know, we laugh about this, but take a look at your reality as well. Let's say, if ikaw, Tanya, I'm sure you've tried doing savings a lot of times. I mean, even I struggled with it. And then gagawin ko siya, hindi kasi kailangan, it's adulting. It's the responsible thing to do. So I will save. Tapos kada lagay mo ng pera, savings account mo, nakasimangot ka, kasi naiinis ka, na parang, pang shopping ko kasi yan eh. Wala na akong pera, so lagay ko pa savings. So what happened? That's exactly, see, Tanya was asking me, Paula, what is unhappy money? That is the definition of unhappy money. Kasi imagine the energy you're putting into it. Sobrang bigat niya, di ba? And it's not a happy energy to put in there. So chances are you will be able to save for the next 6 months maybe, but you will be so irritated, so burdened by it. So come 7th month, ginastos mo siya lahat and you told yourself, I'm hopeless. I can never save. Savings is just for my dreams. Why? Kasi yung psychology around it versus if you're able to fix the psychology and you say, for instance, savings is my way of honoring myself or rewarding myself. If that was my thought pattern, the moment I'm saving, like, yeah, I get to save. Oh, this is a reward for myself. I'm so excited. So do you see the difference around it? So that's why talagang, kasi ang daming financial talks They just tell you what to do, but they don't address the psychology behind it. Like for some people, they'll invest, feeling nila investments are risky. So what happens? Hindi lahat ng investments, wala, risky. So yun yung belief around it. So I hope you're getting value here. Next up, my expenses are, what are the answers you guys placed in? I'm curious.
Yeah, ako muna. Sa akin, my expenses are overwhelming. Sana hindi nakikinig misis ko, di ba?
Yeah. And again, these are self-fulfilling prophecies. That's why parang every month kapag pumapasok, usually before, di ba, snail mail. Pero ngayon, email na sila. So, hindi mo matakasan kasi minsan hindi mo na lang bubuksan yung mailbox mo eh. Pero kapag email, may notification talaga ako. Pagkakita mo pa lang, hay nako, sira na yung araw mo the moment you see the bills. Kasi nga, the feeling is overwhelmed. Ikaw, Tanya, what was your answer there?
Above the roof.
Ayun. So parang nga, it's the feeling of nalulunod tayo. So later on, when I start explaining where these came from, maybe you'll make sense of why these are the beliefs that you have. Kasi you don't make that up. Okay? May pinanggalingan yan. And then, mula nung panahon na yon, dala-dala mo siya up until now. So, speaking of, from expenses, let's go to investments. My investments are, what are the things you wrote down there?
Ikaw muna, Tanya. Ikaw ulit.
Bakit laging ako? Sige na nga. Non-existent.
There you go.
Sa akin, depreciating.
Ayan, kaya nangyayari, parang paubos ng paubos. Diba?
Yes.
Yeah. So again, these are self-fulfilling prophecy. Myself, one of my beliefs around investments before, complicated. So the moment na may kumausap sa akin, kunwari about trading, about stock market, I'm like, too much information. No na, ayoko na. Kasi in my head, it was complicated. I had no idea, pwede pala siyang simplihan. Okay, so again, it's going back to what the thing in your head is. And Tanya and Christian, talagang on the spot kayo today, no? So I do appreciate the honesty. Thank you so much to the both of you. So next up, credit cards. My credit cards are...
Ikaw naman, Christian, laging ako.
Ha?
Laging ako una, ikaw naman.
May credit card. May credit card. Sakto lang. Sakto lang. Oh.
Sakto lang. So, sakto lang din tayo dun sa, kumbaga, we're able to pay on a monthly basis or maybe kung may kailangan, pasok pa naman siya dun sa credit limit. So yeah, that's probably your self-fulfilling prophecy. Thank you. Tanya, guys, if you're not comfortable sharing, just let me know, ha? Because I know we are on air with people watching.
Booking na ako dito.
At least alam na ng mga tao na hindi nila tayo pwedeng utangan.
Or wala silang makikita sa atin.
Krista, self-fulfilling prophecy din yan, ha?
Okay, FYI, Wala po kaming pera. Anyway,
tama.
so sa akin, my credit card is actually, I consider it a lifesaver naman kasi I use it kapag walang-wala na talaga.
Yeah. So there you go, there you go. So I would assume there were times talaga that it saved your life for you to use that description for it, Tanya, no? So yeah, thank you.
Yes.
Ito, medyo magaan na to. Next up, my online shopping habits are hello Lazada, hello Shopee. I think anin next na sale?
11-11. Ako yari si Tanya, nandun si Limin mo sa Shopee.
Hindi ako masyadong hindi ako K-pop fan. Pero abangers ako sa sale. Yun ang akin. Abanger sa sale.
Abanger sa sale. Okay. So, kumbaga, you don't shop unless sale. Tama ba,
Yes.
Tanya?
Well, now, actually, since nag-start yung pandemic, before, pag basta kaya, basta afford, bili. Pero ngayon, kasi syempre medyo tight. So, hintay muna tayo ng sale.
So later on, Tanya, we'll talk about personalities when it comes to money. And I'm already seeing your personality around money. So I'm quite excited to share that with you. And you know what? There's a lot of heavy feeling about online shopping. You know, it's not a bad thing, guys. I mean, if in moderation, this is actually a very fun thing to do. So no judgment if you do it. I mean, I do it too. Because FYI, I'm all the way here in Aklan ever since the start of the pandemic. I moved here with a week's worth of clothes and no work materials other than like my laptop. So I really had to shop for me to be able to do workshops and talks. And I did that through online shopping and no shame around it. I'm so proud of that. So yeah, it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. For me, it's a big convenience. Kasi mas mahal kung pumunta pa akong Iloilo just so I can shop. That's more nakakapagod. I'm gonna end up spending more. So it's a convenience. Ito last na to, medyo, hindi pa pala. 2 more. My wallet is, what are the things you wrote there?
Full of IDs and discount card.
Hindi ko alam kung nasan talaga. Hindi ko alam kung nilagay.
Sa'yo, Christian, what's that?
Sa akin, my wallet is full of IDs and discount cards.
Receipts, gano'n.
O resibo.
Okay. So, hindi pera ang laman. Is what...
Sakto lang.
Okay, thank you. And last one, medyo serious ng konti to. My net worth is. I'm curious what your answers are. Oh, there you go. We have people watching. So hi, Emmy. Hi, Mers. I hope you were able to write down things because really it will help you understand if you wrote it down. So yeah, let's finish this off muna. My net worth is. Ano ba nilagay niyo dyan?
No idea.
Yeah. Thank you to both. No idea. Okay. And later on, for a lot of people, actually, ito yun, people don't have any idea what your net worth is. Normally, it is assets. It's the money in the bank, everything else, all your investments minus the liabilities. Yun lang naman yun. So it's knowing that number there. So for a lot of us, maybe the fact that you don't know your net worth, it's a good invitation to take a look. Hindi naman kailangan computein down to the dot, pero para lang you have an idea around it so that you don't feel so squeamish around money. You don't feel clueless or, alam mo yun, parang, ano ba pinag-uusapan nila? Hindi ako makarelate. So here, it's being able to understand these things. So thank you the both of you for your honesty. And for those who are watching us, tulungan nyo naman ako, pakibigyan po sila ng virtual round of applause and virtual love because I know they weren't expecting this much revelations for the day, but you guys were so game for it. So I do honor you. Thank you very much for the both of you for being able to share with our listeners and our viewers because I'm pretty sure that a lot of them can relate to what you were saying as well. In fact, let me ask the viewers, how many of you parang nung narinig yung sagot ni Christian tsaka ni Tanya, we're saying, oh my gosh, ako din, sobrang relate ako. Go ahead and just type in relate in the chat so that we know that you're there, you're watching us, and you're learning as well. So hello to Jean as well. Thank you. Hi, guys. Hello. Now, I'm sure you're wondering, bakit ba ito yung mga belief ko sa pera? Saan ko ba napulot to? Bakit ba ito yung paniniwala ko? Now, here's the thing. According to studies, okay, most of our belief systems, in fact, 80% of our belief systems, not just in money, but everything in life, it comes from our childhood. Okay, 80% of it between 0 to 8 years old. So usually, ang teachers natin when it comes to money would be our parents, our grandparents, minsan si yaya pa, without them knowing that they were teaching you things. Okay, so normally, how your parents were in terms of money, how they were spending, if they were one-day millionaires, chances are you too, at present time, you too are a one-day millionaire because that was what you were seeing back then when you were a kid. Or it could be the inverse. Na dahil one-day millionaire nanay mo, parang nagrebelde in terms of belief. So rather than being a one-day millionaire, naging sobrang barat ka naman. So you would either copy the money habits, the money beliefs of the people you were growing up with, or you go the exact opposite. And normally also, another thing that comes into play is if there were significant things that happened to you guys as a kid, if your parents lost your house, for instance, then that will also mold how you are with money. So today, we won't go there para kinakabahan na si Tanya. Don't worry, hindi natin nahalongkatin yung childhood ninyo today. Okay, no, don't worry. We won't do that. Oo nga, parang namutla kayong dalawa pareho. I see you. We won't talk about that. I'm just giving you a background. And we won't have time anyway kasi malalim yan eh. So if that's something you want to understand, saan ba siya nanggaling, then by all means, I'll flash my details later and then we can talk about it. I do coaching around money. So for now, I want you to assess, look at the list, look at the answers you put on your papers, and between 0 to 10, okay, between 0 to 10, tingin nyo, based on the answers you had, anong number ka? Are you a 0, sobrang lala, sobrang unhappy ng money mo? Or are you at a 10 wherein you feel it's so positive, so abundant, parang money comes to you easily and you don't have to work so hard for it and all that. So between 0 to 10, I won't ask you to give your numbers, guys. Just have it in mind, okay?
Medyo obvious naman. Medyo obvious naman yata yun.
Kita ba sa mukha namin?
So yeah, so I won't ask you to give your number, but here kasi, what's the context there? Because as you can see, if you are in the unhappy scale, chances are you are in, yung mindset mo is more in the scarcity level when it comes to money. Okay, kaya siya unhappy. Okay? If you're more in the happy scale, that means you're more in the abundance money mindset. Yung hindi mo na alam paano pumapasok yung pera, pero pasok lang siya ng pasok. You don't parang lahat ng needs mo covered, is always enough. You don't worry about it because you're in that abundance mindset. And I know it kind of sounds hokey-pokey at this point, but believe me, the moment you start changing the belief systems in your head, I mean, I gave you my success story there. I gave you an example. I never thought that was possible, diba? So it really started with the thoughts in your head, the belief you were able to pick up when you were kids. So I'd like to ask the people who are watching us. So hello, Christian. There you go. Hi, Zach. Go ahead and tell me if you feel that this is relevant to you. This is useful information. Go ahead and utilize the chat box for that, please. If you feel that you're learning something, go ahead and tell us that you're learning as well. So I'd like to get your input. What are you getting out of this so far? May aha moments ba for you, Christian, tsaka ano, Tanya? Yeah, okay. So yeah, I will get it from this. Okay.
Well, actually, ako, I'd like to share. Medyo na ano pa kami ng konti eh, na trauma, hindi man trauma, medyo nagulat pa kami ng konti. But ako actually, I'm picking up a lot of things here kasi nga, well, I guess, very obvious naman doon sa mga responses ko kanina na nandun tayo sa medyo unhappy na side. But I guess it also has something to do with the mindset nga. I guess you're very accurate when you said that. Kasi, yun nga, parang feeling ko kasi stressful ang pera, anything na bayarin. Kapag yung sahod kulang or yung sahod hindi pumasok, parang ang sakit na agad niya sa ulo. But then if you actually think of other ways na yun pala, pwede naman pala akong mag-invest, pwede naman pala akong maging positive ang outlook sa savings, di baka mas magiging maganda yung takbo nung finances mo, yung income.
Yeah. Thank Thank you for that, Tan. And I hope for everyone else also, parang rather than feel bad that your answers, you were more on the unhappy scale, I feel that you're very lucky. In fact, I find myself lucky also that I stumbled into this and I realized I can take control pala of my financial destiny.
Yes.
I'm not a prisoner of how it was with my parents, meaning yun din yung destiny. No, you can't take control. And that's why I really am so passionate to talk about it more so that we remove the stigma around money, because people are so uncomfortable around these kinds of conversation. How will you learn if you're not asking questions? If we're not talking about it, diba? It's like a conversation. So yeah.
True.
With that, I'd like to proceed and introduce to you 4 personalities when it comes to money. So go ahead and just say relate if you find that you're relating to the descriptions that I'm saying. So the first personality is what we call money worship, okay? Money worship. Normally, the people who fall under this personality would be people who enjoy money. At yung mga tao wouldn't mind to go overtime, do like 5 jobs all at the same time, because there's a lot of enjoyment around money. And also, this would be the people who love spending the money. You know, yung being able to eat the best food that life has to offer, being able to go to that concert you've been meaning to go to. And for them, parang ang sarap kasi ng feeling that they're able to reward themselves. So normally, these are the people na kapag malungkot, mag-shopping. Kapag masaya, mag-shopping. Kapag depressed, mag-shopping. Kapag na-promote, mag-shopping. Napagalitan ni boss, mag-shopping din siya. Because there's so much happiness for them when it comes to money. These are also the kinds of people who would say, for instance, first job. Okay, sinabi ko, first job, 20,000 per month. Kapag nakuha kaya masaya na ako. Eh, nakuha mo yung 20,000, tapos sabi mo, ay, kulang. Hindi, kapag naging 40,000, masaya na ako. Eh, nakuha mo yung 40, ay, kulang. So, naging 100, ay, kulang. It's never enough. So there's always a fear na you never have enough money. That's why you do strive a lot just to make sure that you're able to have a lot of income, but also chances are mabilis ang labas nung pera. Okay? So for instance, for the both of you, posibleng, lahat naman tayo, because I'll be introducing 4 personalities. We have a percentage, we have a portion of all 4. So there are pros and cons in all these personalities. So don't feel bad if you feel that I'm describing you. Because there's no perfect people. Even I am guilty of these personalities. So don't feel bad about it. Here, it's all about awareness so that you can catch yourself na ito na naman ako, nag-online shopping na naman ako, nagutom kasi ako, kaya ako nag-online shopping. So ibig sabihin, hinay-hinay tayo. Kasi alam ko kapag busog ako, mag-online shopping din ako. So again, it's being able to monitor yourself a little better. Next personality is what we call money status. There you go, money status. And these are the people, you did encounter the term kanina, the net worth. These are the people who feel that when they have a lot of money, malaki ang net worth nila, they feel more successful. Okay, I feel more proud of myself versus if walang laman yung bank account ko, medyo I'm double thinking na, nako, wala akong kwenta, hindi ako magaling. You tend to have that notion. These are also the kinds of people mahilig sa branded. In fact, if you look at the watch, naka Rolex yan, naka Louis Vuitton. I mean, all these brands and even yung kamiting na, ano ba yung laptop niya, naka Mac ba yan or something? Because for them, the monetary success, having the capability to buy all these expensive things are a way to measure how successful a person is. That's why they will strive for it. Parang yung money worship na talagang kahit kailangan ko magtrabaho ng 20-hour days just so I can buy that Louis Vuitton that when I use, talagang feel ko yung ganda ko, then you will work that 20 hours. So those are the people under money worship. Now, the next one is what we call money vigilance. And I think one of the things that this pandemic brought us is a lot of awareness in terms of money vigilance. Because money vigilance, these are our savers, okay? These are the people who would save, and save, 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 save. And kung pwedeng hindi gumastos, never silang gagastos. Sometimes to the extent na needs na niya, okay, vitamins ng anak mo, ayaw mong bilhin kasi mahal yung vitamins, we have to save, for instance. Or medyo may sakit ka na, ayaw mo pumunta ang doktor kasi mahal pumunta sa doktor. So ito naman, saving is a good thing. In fact, a lot of people who fall under this category, probably maraming insurance policies yung mga tao na yan, or baka insurance agents sila, because they really believe in saving for the future. Kasi takot sila mawala ng pera in the future. So they will be okay with sacrificing the now. Sometimes sacrificing a little too much that the people around them medyo nahihirapan na. Usually sa mga mag-asawa, kung meron ka money vigilant, tapos meron ka money worship or money status, nako, malaking gulo yan sa bahay kasi hindi kayo nagkakaintindihan. Magkaiba yung perspective din yung dalawa. So here, I'm saying savings is good. Yes, definitely, but make sure that you are enjoying your life. Balance, as with all things in life. And the last personality is what we call money avoidance. Okay, money avoidance. And I have a feeling some of our viewers here might be in this category because kanina when I was asking you to type things down, people weren't typing as much because parang there's a certain resistance around these types of topics. But the fact that you're here, go ahead and give yourselves a pat in the back. The fact that you showed up to a talk on money, that's already you moving forward in terms of this script, which is money. This used to be me. Anything to do with money before, ayokong pag-usapan to the point na feeling ko kapag malaki yung bayad sa akin, feeling ko I'm overcharging, feeling ko ginugoyo ko yung kliyente ko. Yun yung feeling na parang, no, they're not gonna, alam mo yun, I'm not worthy of that money. And if I give so much money, hindi na pure yung intention ko. Mga ganyang drama. I had that a lot, a lot, because I grew up with this belief that people who are rich, mayabang, masama ugali. I mean, I didn't want to be that kind of person, so I would keep rejecting money. When my bills come in, I won't open them. I'll leave them on the side, only to find out. Parang 6 months later, ang laki na nung charges ng credit card ko kasi hindi ko siya binabayaran, kasi hindi ko siya binubuksan. Okay? So that is money avoidance. If you're trying to avoid all conversations around money, this is probably you. If you feel uncomfortable charging for your services, this is probably you as well. So again, we have 4 personalities here. We talked about money worship, money status, money vigilance, and money avoidance. Now, the reality here is we all have all 4. Chances are lang medyo mas dominant, mas lumalabas yung isang personality. And here it's not about saying, money worship ka, hay nako, you're not, hindi, it's not like that, guys. Don't judge. Okay? So it's all about awareness.
Yeah, mukha kang pera, ganun.
Yan, diba? So here, don't judge. It's more about awareness. And I notice nga mga Pinoy, we love to say, hay nako, mukhang pera, ganyan, grabe maningil, walang puso, mga ganyan. There's so much hate. There's so much hate given to rich people. And here's the thing, if you hate rich people, yung paniniwala mo, masama maging mayaman. So ano mangyayari? Hindi ka rin mayaman kasi nga galit ka sa mga mayaman. So kapag yumaman ka, galit ka rin sa sarili mo. Okay? So again, these are all self-fulfilling prophecies. So here, it's really scratching the surface, guys, because there's a huge topic and we only have an hour to talk about this. So if you'd love to know more about this, later on I'll flash my details. I can coach you. Let's talk about it, workshops around it. But for now, if I'm not mistaken, Q&A time is on already. So if we have questions here, just go ahead and let me find them if there are questions here already. Okay, so I'm gonna say hi to people. We have Ven here, we have Maan, we have Wala. Hello guys, welcome.
Actually,
the Q&A questions. Actually, Coach, Miss Paula, habang nagsasalita kanina, naalala ko yung mommy ko kasi yung nanay ko before, lagi niya sa akin sinasabi, huwag mong sasabihin na wala kang pera. Diba? Siguro pwede mo sabihin kulang or hindi pa dumadating. Yan, lagi niya sa akin sinasabi yan. So siguro it's really nasa mindset mo na rin, no? Tama rin yung sinabi mo kanina. So I guess my takeaway din dito really is yun nga, na it really depends on you kung paano mo titingnan yung pera. If you think that money is bad, then baka talaga iwasan ka ng pera.
So, yeah. And to add on to their Christian, I was reading si Robert Kiyosaki. If you guys know of him, si Rich Dad Poor Dad, one of the lessons daw from Rich Dad is, let's say for instance, let's say you wanna buy something really expensive. And for me, naisip ko microphone. Sorry, sobrang trainer, no? Because there's this microphone I'm eyeing at 21,000. Tapos parang, oh, 21,000. Just parang ako, wait lang, parang hindi ko ata deserve yung ganong kamahal na microphone. Ganun na ba? I mean, ang dami, there's a lot of thoughts there. And I kept telling myself, I can't afford it, I can't afford it, I can't afford it. And sabi ni Robert Kiyosaki, ang turo daw sa kanya ni Rich Dad is rather than say, I can't afford it, you ask yourself, how can I afford it? That is how you do it because it's training your mind rather than say, no, hindi para sa akin yan, hindi ko deserve yan, hindi ko kaya yan. You're actually challenging yourself. How can I afford it? And I did that exact same thing because I was looking at this microphone and I felt naman I'm a trainer. So in fact, I deserve it because it's for my job. Okay, so sabi ko, if my coaching session in the next 3 days would amount to this much, then I will buy it. Di pumasok yung kliyente. So it does work. So again, it's retraining that voice in your head. Now, rather than say, I don't have money, I can't afford that, hindi tayo mayaman katulad nila. So, how can I be, paano ako magiging mayaman katulad nila? How can I afford that? And I deserve being paid money. Hello guys, you bring so much value to the world. Please don't discount that.
Yun yung key takeaway ko talaga. Don't discount yourself. If you know you can offer something, then you charge for it, diba?
Yeah.
Especially now, kung meron kang skills, babayaran mo yung skills mo. Kailangan yan ngayon eh.
Totoo yun. And actually, Tani, I had this photographer friend who would feel so bad about charging for his services. Kaya sabi niya, Paula, I enjoy photography. It's like I'm playing, na parang I'm able to talk to clients, get them comfortable, walang effort involved for me, and I'm able to really bring really, really good photos. And without the hard work. So sabi niya, I don't feel that I should charge them kasi nag-enjoy naman ako eh. Sabi ko sa kanya, wait lang, rewind. Alright, sabi ko, you know what? The fact that you enjoy what you do, tingin mo, sa perspective ng kliyente, do they enjoy working with you? Kasi nga, you're enjoying it so much. Sabi niya, yeah, oo, kasi ang saya ko. That's why nga they feel more comfortable around me. I'm able to take great photos and all that. Sabi ko, okay. And do you think that the photos you give them, will it make a difference? Do they appreciate it? Sabi niya, oh, definitely, they really, really appreciate it. Sabi ko, okay, so if that's the case, all the more reason that you should be charging them because they're getting this great experience from you. They're getting so much value. And in fact, I gave another example. Sabi ko, let's say for instance, birthday ko. Tapos sabi ko sa'yo, uy, photoshoot tayo. Tapos bayaran kita 25,000. Tapos nabi mo sa akin, hindi, ayoko friend kita. Hindi, I don't want you to, I don't want you na magbayad ka. Libre na, on me. Eh, pero sa utak ko, kaya ako magbabayad ng 25,000 kasi gusto ko yung bonggang photography, yung mga tipong 100 quality photos. Eh, ayaw magpabayad. So ngayon, I have to settle with 5 quality photos rather than the 100 because you won't allow me to pay you and you won't allow yourself. Nakakahiya naman sabihin ko, libre na nga, tas 100 photos pa. Kapal naman ng mukha ko, di ba? So pareho tayong natatalo in that regard. So when I told him that, like, oo nga, no, parang people sometimes are very willing to pay you, are very willing to reward you for the good work, pero ikaw mismo ang tumatanggi. Hence, you're robbing them of the experience of thanking you for the value that you bring to the table. So that was a huge, huge game changer for me. So I hope nakaka-relate yung mga viewers natin dyan.
Actually, sure. Kami relate.
Actually, Miss Coach Paula, actually merong nag-text. Anonymous texter. Well, actually, hindi lang nakasave sa akin yung phone number, kaya anonymous siya. So, ang tanong actually is, what is a good, happy money mantra?
Okay, so what is a good, happy money mantra? Here, I won't be able to give you one mantra that will encompass everything. Why is that? Depende kasi sa paniniwala mo. Okay? If your belief is money is evil, for instance, then a good mantra would be, this worked for me kasi money is evil yung una kong belief. Sabi ko, I use money to bless myself and bless the world. So nag-iba yung perspective sa masama ang money to it being a blessing. Pero kung ang issue mo naman is not about money being evil, that mantra will not work for you. Okay? If yung mantra mo is, I will never have enough money, it can be as simple as, I have enough money, or I am abundant, or money is rushing towards me or something. So it's being able to match what the belief system in your head is with the idea that will allow you to turn around. So there is no one universal happy money mantra. So I hope that answers your question there. I'd be happy to help you out though. So anonymous texter, you may text me too.
Siya na lang po yung i-text, wag na ako, wala akong alam.
Actually, don't text me pala kasi nasa probinsya ako, walang signal yung telepono ko. Message nyo na lang ako, internet-based tayo. Alright, thank you. Anything else?
Ako, Coach, meron akong question kasi I'm batang 90s ako eh. So I have this 90s rapper si Notorious B.I.G. Lagi niya sinasabi, siya nga ba yun? O basta siya yun. Lagi niya sinasabi before, more money, more problems. So mukhang totoo naman kasi 'di ba, yung mga mayayaman ngayon, they seem to have bigger problems. So why does this happen when supposedly, diba, when you have more money, it should address some of your problems, like basic needs and wants. Pero bakit ano na nangyayari?
Sige. So thank you for that, Christian. In fact, one of the topics I did not discuss today is the thing about conflicting money belief. What is that? If I ask people, do you want to have more money? Chances are you will say, yes, 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 I want more money. Pero at the back of their head, kaya layo ng problema kasi more money, more responsibility, more problem, less time. I want more hours to do my K-drama. If I had so much money, kailangan ko magtrabaho, hindi ako makakapag K-drama, and all that. So it's a very important concept also. Try to understand what your conflicting beliefs are because you might be saying something, but you might be feeling something else, which is totally opposite of that. And when it comes to feeling and thinking, yung mas malakas na feeling yung mag-dominate. So if ang lakas ng feeling ng takot mo about the stress and the money that money will bring, so chances are mangyayari sa'yo, ibibigay na universe sa'yo, wala ka nalang pera pero wala kang stress. Parang ganon. Kasi yun yung hiningi mo. Gets nyo? Because conflicting siya, mas malakas yung pakiramdam ng takot dun sa conflict. So yeah.
Parang natamaan ako doon.
Yeah, lalo yung mga may for people here, may mga freelancers for instance, or people in sales, di ba, a lot of times we'll have those clients talaga, sakit sa ulo. Ano ba? I don't like dealing with this client already. Lord, I don't like clients anymore. Ayoko ng mga sakit sa ulo. Anong ginawa ng universe? Di wala kang kliyente, tapos ngayon umiiyak ka. Bakit wala akong pera? Kasi wala kang kliyente. Sabi mo, ayaw mo ng kliyente. So again, those conflicting money beliefs are so powerful. And normally, hindi mo siya napapansin. So it's very important to dig deep. And that's exactly why coaching is very important here. So yeah. Anything else that you love to know more about? Any other questions? Or maybe insights? Yes, Tanya.
Ako meron pa po isa. Well, ito galing na talaga sa puso. Sa sarili ko na. Kasi marami tayong natutunan dito eh. Kaya kailangan take advantage na natin yung opportunity. Well, you've already heard of my responses kanina, how I look at, finances and money and stuff. The truth is, I'm actually making, significantly good money with what I am doing right now. So, shout out to Workbank. Thank you po. Hello dyan. Happy weekend. Pero at the moment kasi, despite of that being the case, I still do not feel rich. I don't consider myself rich. And feeling ko kasi, yun nga, baka nga tama, it has something to do with my psychology. So, ako ba ang may problema talaga doon? Ano bang kailangan kong baguhin? How do I, or when do I feel rich?
All right. So here's the thing. Yeah, I love it. I love how you framed it. Now, how will I feel rich? Because for me, I go through a lot of these programs. I think si Abraham Hicks was the one who said that the reason why we are experiencing scarcity is we forgot the feeling of abundance. And same thing with that. So I think at one point in your life, Tanya, you felt rich at one point in your life. Kaya lang nakalimutan siya. Why? Because life happened. A lot of things happened. So the more you forget that feeling, the more you lose it, the more scarcity comes in. And this does not just relate to money. This relates with everything else in your life. So lahat na pinag-uusapan natin dito, kapag tinignan mo yung yung love life mo, yung lahat. It is all connected. So here, what I'd love to say for you, Tanya, is first and foremost, thank you for that honesty. Because when it comes to money, people really have a hard time of admitting things. That's why we end up in a really bad spiral because we never face it, kasi it's such a complicated topic. So for that, I do honor you for bringing that up. Now, the second thing is, I'd like to tell you that there's nothing wrong with you. Walang mali sa'yo. It's just that you were able to remember, you were able to pick up a lot of things in the past that is not useful to you right now. Kasi chances are, yung parents mo, Tanya, learn their money habits from their parents, your grandparents, and the grandparents. And if iisipin mo, yung buhay during the war is very different from the life we have now. So if we're still living the same mindset as they had during the war, then what worked for them might not be working for us. So here, it's knowing, ano ba yung paniniwala ko? And then once you understand where it came from, what the root of it is, how it's affecting, impacting your life, then you can take steps to start reversing that. Okay, so it starts with, the mantras would be one, bringing in habits also. So for instance, what are examples of habits? If you're someone who is under the money worship and money status category, a lot of times when you spend, you enjoy it, but there's guilt after. Na parang shopper's remorse. So alam mo yun, nawala ka ng pera, malungkot ka pa. So talong-talo ka doon. Totoo lang, talong-talo ka in that equation. So I would tell these people that, you know what, create a play fund. Meaning, everything you earn, everything you receive, kahit libreng pera yan, kahit sweldo mo yan, lahat ng pera matanggap mo, 10%, that's for you. But nothing more than 10%. So that when you start splurging, there's no guilt around it and you're able to discipline yourself. Pero, hindi siya yung discipline na feeling mo kawawa ka. Kasi may play fund ka eh. So these are things. So being able to know what are the habits that you're currently having. And then once we assess that, we know what kinds of habits to replace it with and what kinds of beliefs to replace it with. And once you're able to do that, you are going to start soaring. That's my belief there.
Thank you, Coach Paula. That's very reassuring.
Thank you so much as well.
May pag-asa pa pala.
Oo naman, lahat tayo pag-asa pa. I mean, I know how you felt, sobrang nabaon din ako sa credit card, hindi ko na alam paano siya bayaran. Parang yung binabayaran, hindi ko pa, kahit yung yung tawag ito, yung charges, kahit yun nga, hindi ko na mabayaran at the time talagang iyak. But there is hope for everyone. And that's why we're here. We're helping, we're supporting one another.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
That's it. Maybe if you can help me out here, can we share with the people here how they can get in touch with me too? Yeah. So that if you have questions around it, if you want to be coached by me, if you want to go through the full program, which is the Happy Money Project, just go ahead, email me at coachpaulaperalta@gmail.com or through social media. So it's Coach Paula Peralta for Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and WordPress. And I really am so grateful. So thank you for the honesty, the vulnerability from both Christian and Tanya. I hope that our viewers were able to learn a lot from you. I know, Tanya, you're giving a lot of people hope because of how you showed up today, how honest you were. So thank you for that. I really do honor the gift of you guys for today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Coach Paula, for the very helpful insights. I have a lot of takeaways from here then. So I'm probably more thankful than you are, or we both are thankful for being here, having this conversation. And I hope everyone else in our audience are also feeling the same. But I think we're running out of time. So before we say goodbye, unless we have anything else, you have anything else to share, Miss Paula or Coach Paula?
Well, that's it. Just if anything, just get in touch with me. I'd love to hear from you guys.
All right. Okay. So if that's the case, then if I could just take maybe like a couple more minutes of your time, guys. I just wanted to let you know that this session is also recorded and saved on our Facebook website. And if you wanna get back to it or you wanna watch it later, you can always just go back to our Facebook website. And then if you wanna share it to people who you think might benefit from it as well, then you can also share it with your friends who might also take advantage of the topics that we have discussed today. And then I also would like to mention that we have upcoming training seminars in the next couple of weeks. this is very different from the think tank session that we're doing right now. Because these seminars and trainings are, we are giving out certificates of completion for them. So if you are interested, we have, well, we have a training coming up tomorrow, which is writing a winning CV, but I think that's already full. So if you're interested, then you can probably wait for the next available schedule. But by next week, so the next Saturday, we will have two training sessions, one in the morning, which will be facilitated by Christian, which has something to do with answering job interview questions, the difficult and the common ones, and how you can ace them. And then in the afternoon, we also have another training. This is an introduction to DISC profiling instead. So DISC will help you be aware of your personality and your communication styles and how you can use it to find your passion and your purpose, especially when you are trying to figure out the career path that you wanted to take. So this is going to be very helpful for those who are transitioning to a different career or are still trying to figure out what career they would like to go to. Now, if you are interested to know more about these trainings, please visit our website, workbank.com/training-seminar, for a list of all the trainings. And so you can also reserve a seat for yourself. And that's it. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us today. And we hope to see you in the next couple of weeks for the next session of Workbank Think Tanks. Have a good day.